working on my pretty much my second oil, and there's a oak tree down the road here, and I blocked it out a few days ago using acrylics. This is gesso board, but I blocked it out in acrylics. Not sure if I got it exactly right, but I'm still learning. And then after that dried, then I laid out the tree and blocked that in. And then using oils, I started putting in the dark leaves. And right now I'm laying out the darks for the cornfield that's growing. So that's what I am in the process of doing now. Like I said, I am still learning. I got a long way to go. I've done a lot of acrylic painting. But yeah, I still have a lot to learn. And that's what I'm hoping to achieve with this portion of My Physical World YouTube channel, is bring you guys along as I learn the way to paint. I have a short attention span, so when I started painting, acrylics were the way for me to start. Because of the drying time, I can pretty much finish an entire painting in an hour or so, depending on the size of the painting. A lot of the smaller paintings only took a half hour or so. But as I'm transitioning to oils, I definitely have to learn a lot more patience, because paintings obviously take days, because I have to let them set up before I bring in another layer. But I also know that right now I'm just using inexpensive paint, oil paints. It's Master Touch that you can get at Hobby Lobby. But that's only what should I say? It's temporary. And once I grow, then I'll switch over to Winsor Newton Griffin paints where they dry faster. Where you can pretty much 24 hours later you can start working on your next layer. Now I do have Winsor Newton Liquid Original. That I add to my palette and mix that in with the paint. That speeds up the drying time. It's also used as a glaze. Kind of gives it a little more sheen to it. But I primarily got the liquid to decrease the drying time, or is it increase the drying time? Makes it dry faster. The tree that I have, okay, so my block in is using acrylics, which lets me block in and then start clean my palette and then add in the oil paints and then start doing a rough in with the oils pretty much the same day, because the acrylics will dry a lot faster. Now, am I doing it right? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm learning. And for those that want to learn, it depends on the genre of painting that you're doing. There are a lot of good teachers out there. I'm not one for abstract art. I just don't get it. I don't know if my brain can handle abstract. I'm a professional cartographer. I've made maps for almost 40 years. And I have an insatiable appetite for art lately. I'm not an artist. I don't qualify myself as an artist yet. Even though there is art in cartography. But I kind of have, traditionally, I have more of an analytic brain because of all the geographic analysis that I did. But there has always been this underlying art brain of mine. And in the past few years, I've been able to work on that. Now, just so you know, I know these videos, these are just for you to kind of share in my growth for art, for painting. A lot of you guys come to this channel for my flight simulator scenery stuff, and I understand that this may not be something that you guys want to spend your time watching, but I do aviation pictures as well, and I think a lot of you guys probably see see that stuff as I post them on various scenery sites. I try to do an aircraft at least once a month or so. People and animals are hard for me to draw, and I'm learning that as well. So what I'm doing is I'm laying out the darks of this cornfield. It's probably a little bit more patience than I can deal with, but I'm putting in the dark leaves. I guess we call those leaves in farming of the corn stalks. This field, which is right down the road, very large cornfield. Well, they rotate every other year. Next year this will be beans, but this is early summer that I took this picture. I have this tree in seasons. I've been monitoring this tree throughout the year, and I have taken pictures of this tree in different aspects of time. So I have a version of this tree from the same location. I actually have a picture of this tree from this location, and then also this is looking north, and I also have a picture of it looking to the south. And I take one picture each season. So I have it in all 4 seasons. But this one is early summer, and the corn, well, the corn wasn't quite knee high at the time. The last picture I took was just a few days ago, actually, probably a week ago or so, where the leaves were changing on the oak. But the corn, you couldn't even, from this location, you only saw the tree maybe up to here, because the corn has fully grown and it's in its last stages. They still haven't harvested yet. They'll harvest it probably sometime this month. But it's all tall and brown. So this was the early stages of the corn. There wasn't any tassels yet, but if we look, so I'm doing the dark areas, and then I'll come back and do the light. Not the lightest, but the next level of light. But there wasn't any tassels on the corn yet. And I don't know if this is any good. You guys can tell me in the comments. I can deal with criticism, I think. Just don't hurt my feelings. But yeah, it's just a matter of patience, I suppose. I suppose I should have worked on this area after I worked on the tree more. Work my way down so I don't stick my finger in wet paint. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more ivory black. more sap green, because I'm running out on my palette here. A little bit of lemon yellow. I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more liquid in there to help it flow a little better. Because I suppose as it gets closer to the camera, more of the green comes out. Probably not be able to see it on the screen. Now, like I said, since I'm learning, I probably should have blocked in the cornfield. Maybe a tad darker. Now, I mean, if you wanted to, you can actually. I wanna stroke my brush up so the thicker part's down at the bottom. Because corn leaves start thick and then they get thin at the top, so I'm trying to replicate that with my brush strokes. Sometimes when I get down to the bottom, it might be a little harder for me to do that. So what I've also learned is you turn your canvas upside down. I know, is this just my camera here? Just the camera. Some artists that I've been learning from, they go ahead and turn your canvas upside down. Problem with that is running the risk of putting my finger in wet paint. Am I doing it right? I don't know. You guys can let me know. I don't know if I like working upside down all that much. Yeah, I can't wait until I get faster drying paint. For all you artists that are probably watching me, you're probably cringing at my technique and all that kind of stuff, but I'm here to learn. My favorite artist that I actually subscribe to his online lessons is Michael James Smith. Except he never turns his painting upside down because he's good at what he does. Try not to get my fingers in my paint. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you are probably cringing at the way I paint. Yeah, this drives me crazy. I can't do it upside down. So we're going to go back to plan A. Adjust the camera here. There we go. And again, I don't spend a lot of money on equipment. Yeah, I like that better. One thing I did learn, I guess, you know, about turning your canvas upside down. I guess a lot of people that do like portraits, human study type of paintings, they will rotate their paintings a lot. I'm not saying every one of them does that, because I guess it helps with proportions, because when you take a look at something from a different angle, inconsistencies in proportions will actually show up better. So that's why I just now tried to turn this upside down, but I guess for a landscape or for Christopher, that just doesn't do it for me. Now I don't know. I don't know if my colors are exactly right. Now the thing I do know, I mean, this is almost the same kind of a technique in photorealistic type of painting for doing grass when it's close up. But grass is more random. Whereas a planted crop, there's a definite pattern to it. I mean, you drive by and you see rows. Yeah, the leaves, their direction is random. But the base of those rows, I mean, the base of those plants, they're pretty well measured. The planting equipment, you know, knows what it's doing, I suppose you can say. But so yeah, this first video, this video here, I'm painting and kind of showing you where Christopher is in life in terms of taking on another hobby. It's going to be rough. I'm not one to edit my videos. I just turn the camera on and go. I mean, I do that with my flight simulator scenery. But then I'm teaching people how to use particular software packages to do their stuff. So yeah, my painting videos are almost the same thing. I'm not teaching you how to paint. I would never do that. I'm not that good. But I just want to live my life with you. Show you my interests. You guys can see if I'm growing or if I'm degrading or whatever that is. Yeah, like I said, I'm trained as a cartographer. I don't do it as much anymore, but I do geographic analysis. I pretty much specialized in natural hazard and emergency response, giving first responders tools, mapping tools to help save lives, I guess you can say. I don't know if that's right or not. My painting, that is. But yeah, I've probably produced a few thousand maps in my lifetime. I do have a mapping store where I have developed some wall maps. You can take that as art, because people don't use wall maps anymore. But you can have maps as artwork on your wall, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I have a Gumroad page. There's a link in the description for that. plant's a little bigger as we get closer, I hope. Probably got a little bit too light in this area here. Probably add some darkness there, if that's the right artistic word for it. I know my camera angle, until I figure out how I want to do this. I know that I'm probably covering the camera view of what I'm painting until I figure out the best angle to put my camera. It's not the best camera in the world either. Hey, if you guys want to help me get some better equipment, you can buymeacoffee.com/myphysicalworld. Any donations that I get from that channel I put right into this. I put all that into my physical world to improve what I do here. Now, thing is, when I measured out this painting, the aspect ratio of the photograph is a tad different. If you look the trunk of the trees down here, it's elongated. The tree is very wide. Okay. So the aspect ratio, I mean, the tree itself is scaled. The proportions from this part of the photo up is scaled according to this, okay? But the size of my canvas was a little, it didn't have the same aspect ratio. So I'm inventing this part of the photograph from memory because of the aspect ratio of the canvas. I had to add some scenery down here. So this part, from about this part down, is an invention in my brain of what I think it looks like that you can't see in the photo. Now, again, you can tell me, Christopher, you're way wrong. It doesn't work that way. But that's the way I do it. Alright, so I think I got most of that. Oops, I want that right up on that lip. And I'm gonna construct a new easel for myself eventually. Now, I wanna add a few more because I think this area was a little bit too light, but since the stalks are further away, you can't really individually pick them out. Probably need some help here too. See, right here I don't have hardly any definition whatsoever. So this is size 1 rigger brush. I have a size 0 that probably work better somewhere. I'm just gonna kind of give this area a little bit of detail. Looks a little too flat to me. Now, in real life, my corn is probably maybe too random. Because in real life, this stuff is, corn is engineered to be the same size. Yeah, there's a little variations in size, but the majority of the corn grows at the same speed. What I'm going to do is, I know I'm not filming my palette, but there. My color was getting all spread out, so now I gathered it a little bit so I can get better coverage of paint on my brush. Now, this back here, this line right here, this is the end of the cornfield, and it comes around the tree like this. This is a lot darker here, because that's a shadow. I mean, that's the end of the crop field right there. So I need to darken that up, separate it. And then when I start working on the grass, this is just a mowed grass area that they have. I'll lighten this area up. See, this field comes around the tree. And since there's height, darken that up. Hopefully this part will look better when I lighten the grass in this area here. And like I said, have to work a little bit hard, work a little bit on this, because like I said, the only medium that I have right now to speed up the drying time is that Liquid Original by Winsor Newton. But when I migrate over to the Griffin paints, my drying time will decrease quite a bit. So I can't do a lot of detail right now quickly because it will blend in with the paint underneath because it hadn't had time to dry. So I might be putting on my paint a little bit too liberal here. Further away, and then it just kind of, there's a little right along here in real life, right here there's a drainage ditch, and it comes behind the tree and actually goes off in this direction. There's a waterway, so when we get a lot of rain, that water will go down into that ditch, and it kind of goes along this area here and then goes off into the distance toward the road. So there's a rise right here where you're going over a small hill, and then there's like tall grass in there. So I'll worry about this area later. Now up here there's not much dark in the distance. You can just barely start seeing more of the yellow, and I'll add that as well when I start doing the highlights for the corn and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you guys want to continue. I don't want to use the word journey. It's, to me, that I think that's kind of silly. But is it a journey? I don't know. You guys tell me. But I want to take you on this old guy learning how to paint. In some videos I'm going to bring up some of my first paintings that I did, just so you can see where I've progressed. So this is more of an introductory. I'll try to make this a little bit more exciting if I can. But I do want to fix this edge here. We got some need to add some stuff here. And we'll be doing some. I'm gonna add a little more ivory black to my mix here, just so I can get more shadow along this edge where we meet the grass. But yeah, like I said, just want to include you guys in painting education, and hope that you guys will stick around with me with that. So I am going to close this first video and invite you guys to subscribe to My Physical World if you haven't already. I know a lot of you guys come here for the flight simulator scenery. I'm not giving up on that. I'm still doing that, but I'm going to take this painting stuff. It will be in its own playlist. But I hope that you, for those people that are artists and you want to help me out learning painting and things like that, you know, please subscribe to the channel and help me grow. You know, suggestions, that kind of stuff. Tell me what you want to see in this painting, here I'm going to use the word, this painting journey. Tell me what you want me to do. Don't do this anymore, or whatever it is. I just want to share life with you in this particular case. Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe, and like I said, if you feel inclined to support what I do, buymeacoffee.com/myphysicalworld, and I will see you guys on the next video. I'll probably start putting highlights on the tree and try to finish this oak tree up, and we will see you guys on the next video. See you later.